Hey everyone, it's me, Oridasa, just call me Rashid. I'm not speaking that loud because it's 9 p.m. in the Netherlands. It's a light outside as you can see, but just in case I put on my artificial light of my bedroom to help you see me over here. I'm keeping my voice down a little bit because I have a very intense voice. Even though for my bedroom, no neighbor can hear me directly, but still just in case. But let me know now, can you hear me clearly? Oh, waiting to pick up my other smartphone. One moment. Hold on, got my other smartphone. So I can see the live chat over here. One moment, please. Okay, let me go to the live chat. So I have to go out behind there all the time. Let me just check it over here. Okay, let me see. Okay, you all can hear me? Okay, that's good. What do we have in front of me over here? A deck of cards. Okay, so okay, you have a deck of cards. What do a deck of cards symbolize? Society. Here you can see it. They're all different cards, are not the same. Now, just like with a deck of cards, human beings tend to hold on to a lot of bullshit. And the bullshit we hold on to is often at our own expense. So when things go wrong and things are messed up, we want ease again. We want to escape. That's what fallen mankind does. And fallen mankind wants to have a story to hold on to. And the story is a duality. You have the us who are good and them who don't matter. The us matter, they don't matter. And to justify this collective bullshit duality, we need to have victims to blame when things will work out. Because it will never work out with this bullshit ideology. But that's the ideology fallen mankind has. So, okay. In this deck of cards, okay, let me just try to bring it down over here. This one, I'm not going to do a big card trick, whatever, because I'm not a cardist, whatever. But let's say I start a story with, I would say, you have the sad joker. All right? So you see the sad joker over here. The sad joker is accompanied by a redhead. The redhead has another redhead joining her. Then you have a brunette joining them too. And then you have another brunette coming. So you have a sad joker over here, joined by 4 classes of females. All right? And because the sad joker is getting so much attention, one of the local rich guys got upset with it. Let's call him Jack. So Jack got upset with the fact that this sad joker here got so much attention from the ladies. Okay? So Jack here, who's a nobleman, began to see the sad joker as competition. Now, you may think, come on now, what that goes on over here? Well, the thing is, Jack has influence. So when Jack began to perceive the sad joker as a competition, many more people in society joined him. It came so far that eventually one of the governments, so one of the kings, got involved. The government began to investigate what the heck goes on over here. Why is everyone so upset? And then you had Jack's some other groups in society saying, the sad joker, he is making all of us look bad. Then another government said, you know what, even though this is bullshit, well, it is happening. So yeah, the other king agreed with it. And little by little, another government agreed. And that's how it went on and on and on. Everyone kept blaming the sad joker for all that went wrong. So, society eventually became so obsessed with really hitting on that sad joker, that eventually they themselves became a very big mess. That's represented by shuffling the rest of the cards over here. They became such a big mess. So eventually, there was a group of people in society, and this group of people, they realized, hold on a minute, something is off over here. Why is everyone so upset with that sad joker over there? So, who are these people I'm talking about? Well, it's not the nines over here. They're not the ones that I'm talking about, because they're the ones who just do business just to get things done in life. It's not the other random people who follow the nines. No, it's not them. It's the believers, which are represented by the aces. They're the ones that notice that, hold on a minute, something's really wrong here. And the believers now were from all groups. They came together around the sad joker, which was the victim. Now, this made the whole society go more into turmoil, because people think, oh shit, what do we do now? Our game is about to be exposed. So suddenly, society came with a solution. The happy joker, right over here. The happy joker is the one that's pampered by everyone and has to cover what society is doing to the sad joker. But again, happy joker, sad joker, people began to get along with the scam. So eventually the governments were behind it, were hidden. Also the religious figures were hidden. Oh, but wait, there was this one government authority who thought, hold on a minute, this goes too risky. But that one was tossed aside as the bad guy. And went on and on and on until there was only one jack left who realized, hold on a minute, I might as well join the believers because I don't want to be a part of this mess. Okay, that was the card trick. I'm not a Cartesian, okay? I'm not a magical performer, but this is the best I could do. I hope the story is clear to you. Let me just bring this all back together. I picked the two ones that it's all about. So, what do you think about the card trick? Let me know in the live chat. What do you think about it? Oh, they don't go so wrong. What do you think about the card trick? Let me know, please. I'll go to the whiteboard very soon, but first let me just clean up the deck of cards. Yes. Okay. So, deck of cards, except the 4 aces and the 2 jokers. Because I'm using the 4 aces, 2 jokers right now. So, hold on. Hold on. Is that clear? All right, that's good. So, again, you have the deck of cards over here, which represent society. And from there, you have the believers, which are represented by the aces, because they have the mark, they belong to groups, but they have no sexual value credit onto them. Then you have the jokers, the sad jokers and happy jokers. These are the open black sheep, and these are the celebrities. I've explained that duality before. So, hold on, let me read the live chat over here. Hold on. Wait, I need to go back to the... I'm doing this all by myself over here, so please bear with me. Where is YouTube? Oh, here. Okay. So, the four aces represent the believers. The believers don't have an exact value credited onto them by society, so they're not going to become a match. But here's the issue. It was the black sheep that got attention from the believers. And when the believers began to point out this card, society came up with this one, the celebrity. And based on this, I'm going to teach you the following over here. Hold on. Let me get closer. I'm going to tell you two stories over here. One story of Jeremy, one of Christine. Okay? So again, Jeremy and Christine. Jeremy was born in 1975 and he died in 2055. Well, it's 2023 now, so this is a fictional story, but listen to it. Christine is born in 1995 and she will die in 2017. Okay? Now, let's start with Christine. Christine was born in Sydney, Australia. She's an Aussie girl. Okay? Two-parent household, in a Christian neighborhood. Still looked fine. But here's the issue. Her neighborhood was dysfunctional. And there were people neglected in their neighborhood. But when Christine was 13 years old, she was selected as the teenage beauty queen of the city. So she won a beauty contest. And ever since she won this beauty contest, she has been surrounded by men, often older men, lusting after her. Just wanted to get inside between her legs. You know what I'm talking about. Now, Christine developed interest in Asian culture, so she moved to Japan when she was 21 to study Japanese. While she was in Japan, she met this guy called Taro, a Japanese guy that she got involved with for, 3 years. She wanted to marry the guy, but eventually the guy ghosted her. So she was heartbroken. So later on at age 30, she married this Korean guy who also was fluent in Japanese, and she moved to Seoul, Korea. She had 2 children over there, but at age 39, she divorced the guy due to domestic violence. Now, she ended up moving back to Australia. She settled in Melbourne, and there she met a guy called Frank. They married, and they have 2 kids. She got pregnant in her 40s. Age 47, her husband died of a horrible accident. Age 55, she was still in Melbourne. All her children were now getting older. Age 67, she retired. Age 72, she was celebrated by the community for being such a lovely member. Age 75, she died. Okay? So in her life, there was a series of tragedies that followed her. Okay? Now, just remember this story right over here. Okay? Now let's go to Jeremy. Jeremy was born in Bristol, the United Kingdom. And he came from 2-parent households too. His father was a factory worker. The mother was working as a nurse. Things were relatively easy. But around age 9, he was sexually molested. And the thing is, everyone around knew that the pedophile was a pedophile, but nobody did anything about it. So the community neglected him. This guy grew up with a messed up mind because he felt like he couldn't trust anyone. Now, of course, you couldn't build that way if you were neglected by your community. But it's the issue. Jeremy being wounded like that made him the weakest link around. Everywhere he went, he was the most wounded child. So other people felt more comfortable releasing their unrest onto him. He was target of bullying, target of harassment. Even girls in high school acted shitty towards him because everyone felt comfortable releasing their unrest towards him, even the teachers. Long story short, he ended up going to prison for 2 years for armed robbery. He decided after he was released from prison, I'm going to start a new life. So he moved to the United States, where he went, did the bachelor's degree. Eventually got married at age 35 with a Brazilian woman. Well, after 4 years, he moved to Brazil. But again, here the marriage was horrible. He went to prison multiple times for charges of domestic violence, which he never committed. He's 67, he retired also. And eventually, because he was estranged with his children, he moved back to the United States, but this time in Los Angeles. And eventually, he died at age 80. All right? Now, 2 stories. Now, the celebrity. Who do you think is a celebrity over here? Christine or Jeremy? Let me know in the live chat. Write the name. Who do you think is a celebrity for of the 2? Let me know. Okay. I want some more answers. By the way, if you're on the road, don't answer. Just pay attention to the road, please. I want to wait for an half a minute more answers. Who do you think is a celebrity over here? All right. The answers are coming. Praise the Lord. Christine, of course. Because Christine, she was the one. I used the red because red is the color of seduction. She was the one everyone wanted to be around. She was the one who was scared of both hands. But why? So that nobody would notice the other people like Jeremy that were around in the community. So Jeremy was the sad joker. Now, Jeremy was not a narcissist, neither was he evil. Jeremy always took responsibility for his actions. He went to prison for an armed robbery. He took course in prison, so that when he was out of prison, he could never go back to prison again. He moved to another country. He always took responsibility. But guess what? He was never healed nor delivered from the mark of victimization that was put on him at age 9 by neglect of the community when he was sexually molested. Even though he never became a rubber pig nor a monster, the best case scenario for him was to be an exploited victim throughout his life. And that's exactly what happened. He was exploited by his employers, by his sex partners, by his own children eventually. And people just felt comfortable taking advantage of him, just like that. Now, the people taking advantage of him, they're the ones doing wrong. That's not Jeremy's fault. Jeremy is not to blame for the mock victimization that was put on him. He's not even aware this wound is there. He did take responsibility when something went wrong that he got out of the situation. But he didn't realize how deep-rooted the situation was. Everywhere he went, he encountered this. So there was a paranormal cycle that followed him. And there were key moments in his life when the evil spirits reintroduced the cycle. Those were the paranormal hoovers. Same with Christine over here. There were key moments in her life when the evil spirits came and reinstalled the cycle through events with other people. In this case, was her mean this Korean guy who ended up doing her worse than the Japanese guy. With him, it was that he married someone who was only after his money. So in both cases, they both have been violated by the community. But this mark over here is a mark of whoredom. That's the actual, it is a mark of whoredom. This is the one everyone wants to whore around with. I don't talk about literally, it's not always literally sexually holding around with someone. But it's more that it's a mark of whoredom because everyone treats them like a cheap prostitute. That's what it comes down to. With this guy over here, everyone's treating him like the punching bag. But society needs both of them. Society needs people like Jeremy that they don't look down upon and feel good about themselves. Society at the same time wants people like Christine around so that nobody will notice what they're doing to people like Jeremy. And the rest of society is scared to end up like this, so they are pushed to emulate this one over here, the celebrity. And that's the story of society. That's how society functions. And this is a, let me write it down for you. Hold on. Let's see this one. It is a state of fear that people in the world are operating in. Nobody wants to end up like this, the sad joker. But people also have people that look up to the celebrity, but realize, okay, celebrity also has issues, but at least they're better off. So in society, it's always the lesser of two evils. Nobody wants to be the full victim or everyone explodes on, but to be the celebrity where everything's on for you is also a bit creepy, but at least we're more towards that way. This is societal misfortune. Societal misfortune is the persistent violent sabotage of society's members at the hands of the group itself. So in society, it goes like this. The adults don't want to face life, they want to escape. But the Heavenly Father did not create life, human life, to escape. Human life is created to live, manage, and enjoy. Live, manage, and enjoy. A lot of them want to do the enjoyment, but no, they don't want to do the living, which means facing challenges, and the management, which means looking after one another. You can only have the long-term enjoyment of life if you do the living and the management. But worldlings don't want to do the living nor the management, but they want to get enjoyment. So they don't really get the long-term enjoyment, they only get euphoric highs. Worldlings only have euphoric highs. That's all people in the world have. They don't have long-term enjoyment, long-term happiness. They don't have that. That's why they have holidays. That's why they have special parties. That's why they have all these special occasions. Because you only have euphoric highs, only worldlings have. Because to have a long-term enjoyment of life, you have to live life and manage life and also look after one another. That's how you get long-term enjoyment that keeps you healthy as a human being and as the human species as a whole. All right? So, because worldlings don't have this, they only have euphoric highs. And to have euphoric highs, they also need victims to release the unrest upon. It's an addiction. That's all it is. It's a cycle of addiction. And that's society. So, in the world, you're either one of the two jokers, or you're part of the big masses who's just going around in the cycle. Okay? And what keeps people in the cycle is wrong beliefs. Wrong beliefs keep you in societal misfortune. Simple as that. Now, remember what I told you about Christine and about Jeremy. They had key moments in their lives when the evil spirits were reintroduced in the cycle. Because think about it. When Christine was 21 and she moved to Japan, that was her way to start a new life. But in Japan, there were also people wanting to escape, just like in Australia. And because she was a foreign, pretty white girl, the demons realized, okay, we can reintroduce this over here too. And it was reintroduced. She again came the mark of Horden was renewed, but now the wounds have it in Japanese way. Then went to Korea, then back to Australia. See what I mean? So evil spirits don't have the power to just put a curse on anyone. They can't do that. Evil spirits cannot just put a curse or harm on anyone just like that. They can't. Evil spirits can only be enabled and energized by human neglect. So that is a mark of Horden or a mark of victimization. They're both wounds that the community did to someone, and demons are using those wounds to keep the community at ease. The community are a bunch of junkies want to get a high at the expense of this victim. So now they want this victim over here to be promoted so that nobody knows what they're doing to this victim over here. So understand this. When you are part of society and you're not one of the jokers, that means you're part of the masses who are hitting on the jokers. Simple as that. In this case, you are on the run from becoming the next victim. So you want to cling on to the oppressors, or you want to cling on to the quote-unquote strong people or successful people or the celebrities, just in order to be perceived as worthwhile. And that is the cycle of society as a whole. It's misfortune, because you miss out on long-term happiness, long-term enjoyment as God intended to be. So everyone in society is missing out. Repeat this after me in the live chat. Everyone in society is missing out. I want you all to repeat this. Everyone in society is missing out. I want you, if you're in a car, don't write, okay? If you're in traffic, pay attention to the road or the traffic. If not, repeat in the live chat. Everyone in society is missing out. Because the state of fear is what people are operating in society. It's just that the sad jokers are missing out more in comparison to others. So because they lose more, because they have more stress and more sorrows in life, and because people tend to ignore them and they go through much more difficulty, people don't think, oh, we're better off because we're not like him. But they're all losing and they're all missing out. The moment you decide that I want to leave this cycle, people think, who the heck do you think you are? Think you have so much value. Who told you you're important? That's societal misfortune. So societal misfortune is a persistent, violent, let me emphasize this over here. It's persistent, violent sabotage of society's members at the hands of the group itself. Society always violently sabotages its own members. That's only society can function. So nobody in society is winning in the long run. Nobody. You can have a millionaire living in a small mansion over there, or you can have a homeless guy in the streets. The homeless guy in the street, who's likely one of the sad jokers, he at least is aware of how messed up society is, and he does want to be part of it. The guy that's a millionaire in a mansion, he knows something is off, but he doesn't want to face off because he has all this luxury that he's pampered with. But just because he's pampered with doesn't mean he doesn't have anxiety, because he knows very well he can lose all of that just at any time and becomes like the homeless guy. So as a believer, you have to give up wrong beliefs. Every wrong belief you have will trap you into societal misfortune. And there's no safety in this. Look, some of you believers used to be celebrities. I've ministered to a few believers who used to be celebrities. But the majority of believers I ministered on to used to be the sad jokers. And then there are believers who used to be just the common folk. But well, listen to what I'm saying here. Especially if you have a celebrity status in the world. Unlearn wrong beliefs about yourself and about the people around you. Because any wrong belief will keep you in this smoke of violence. Simple as that. So what we need to learn to do is to refuse societal misfortune by not holding on to wrong beliefs. What we also should be doing is we have to decline any paranormal hoover. A paranormal hoover is anytime evil spirits are orchestrating a situation to trap you back into this paranormal cycle, this backward cycle. Okay, maybe, let's say you're 25, you're a guy, let's say your name is Jack, you're 25, and you finally overcame your porn addiction, finally. And now you move to another city. You join a local church, and then at church you meet this church girl, Elsa. And Elsa is completely awkward when it comes to sex, completely. You end up marrying Elsa. Well, your marriage is horrible because when it comes to sex, she's really incompetent when it comes to sex, completely. So your sexual expression is frustrated by your wife because your wife's completely sexually messed up. She's very uncomfortable with sex. But hold on a minute. Now that you are so frustrated during sex with your wife, suddenly you have this longing again to check some of those clips on YouTube of those women who are dancing all the time. It's not porn, but demons think, yay, yay, continue watching. And before you know it, you meet this lady at Starbucks. Oh my goodness, she makes you wild. You think, whoa, what was going on? That Elsa you met, you thought it was God's plan for you to marry her because she's a believer just like you. It wasn't God's plan. Elsa needed deliverance from sexual awkwardness, but she never faced that she was sexually dysfunctional because everyone praised that sexual dysfunction in her. Now, you just came out of a sexual dysfunction, which was a porn addiction, but you were not recovered yet. So, because the demons didn't want you to recover fully, the demons pushed this woman into your life, Elsa, who was a fellow believer. You thought, hey, this is God's plan. You married her, and now you end up back in this paranormal cycle of a porn addiction. This time, not watch your porn online. This time, you have porn stars following you. So now you're worse off. Let's go to the female example. Let's say that your mother used to be quite angry or quite vengeful towards you, and you never had a good bond with your mother. And finally, in college, you meet a few friends, and those friends you held onto them there for life because finally you had women around you actually you thought loved you, but these women never gave you good advice, especially when it came to men. So you had boyfriend after boyfriend. None of those female friends called you saying, hey, listen, Charlene, maybe you have to change the way you treat men, or maybe you have to do this or that. Eventually, all those female friends of yours, all of them got a partner, you're the only one still dating. And I would think, oh my God, why am I still dating? What goes on with me? Listen, your mother was vengeful towards you. Your mother victimized you. The people allowed it to happen. You moved away from your mother. You found women in college that actually gave affection to you. She thought, hey, my mom couldn't stand, but at least I have women around to give me love now. Well, those women were agents sent by demons to keep you in the cycle of misfortune. So now you end up being exploited even worse because years of your life have gone by dating the wrong men, and all because these women around you kept you in this mental dark state. But you thought those were your friends and were your sisters. Why? That was a paranormal hoover. The demons used them. They were not even aware demons were using them, but the demons used them to reinstall the cycle again. Now, there are good cycles out there. Cycles are not by themselves evil or wrong. The earth consists of the cycles. That's how God built the earth. Women have a cycle every month. Our human bodies as a whole has a blood cycle and all that. So cycles by themselves are not wrong. But the paranormal operates by destructive cycles, and they can only function by reintroduce those cycles in key moments in your life. So if you're in a key moment in your life, in a transition, be extremely watchful of your own thoughts and the people around you. If those people around you are a bit off or they're not contributing to solutions, we'll remove yourself from them. Check yourself in the mirror if you still have false beliefs. Whether it's false beliefs when it comes to sexuality or sexual activity, or false beliefs about how God how God is, or how to interpret the Bible, or wrong beliefs about your human value, about property, privacy, private lives, boundaries, all that crap. Any wrong belief is empowering demons to hover you back into a paranormal downward spiral. Even if you were never one of the jokers, if you're just a commoner in society, you are still part of this downward spiral. And evil spirits want to reinstall the cycle by key events in your life. So anytime you're in a transition in life, watch out. Okay? Well, I don't have much more to say over here. Just do not fall for paranormal hoovers. Decline a paranormal hoover. If you're 20, again, example of a male example, if you just survived a porn addiction and now you encounter a woman who seems so good to you, slow down, examine her. Is she sexually healthy? Is she willing to go to sexual therapy or whatever? If not, let it go. decline it. If you're a woman and you never had actual good family bonds, and now you have all these female friends hugging and embracing you, be happy they're hugging and embracing you, that they're not attacking you. At the same time, open up yourself to meet other people too. Don't just be locked by those group of friends. Decline in a peaceful way the paranormal hoover. Because demons will use other people, sometimes even believers or people who are not even aware the demons are using them to hinder you. So don't go off at the people demons are using, because it's the demons using the people. But the people are still involved. You can't just give in to what the demons are doing just because you're polite with the people. No. Peacefully decline when a paranormal hoover is happening. And a paranormal hoover often happens within 6 months. That's the most effective. Within 6 months it happens. Because demons don't have that long to do it. 6 months. So any transition you're in, where you're moving to another city, or you just finished college, or just got married, or just give birth to a child, or you just became a father, or whatever transition you're in, pay close attention. Because demons will do what they can to appease the public by tricking you back in some type of paranormal cycle. Even when you are a saint, demons are desperate to do it. So don't think you're exempt because you're a saint. I'm not exempt. Okay? So we are the aces. They don't fit into this thing of society. Some of us believers used to be the sad joker. I used to be. Some of you used to be the celebrity. Others were just a common. Doesn't matter. You're a believer now. Make it true what you are in Christ. Christ is my name. Okay, that's it for now. That's a live stream. Quotient can take that long. Are there any questions about this topic? Please let me know now. Okay, let me put this back up. Okay. Are there any questions? Meanwhile, let me just remove this from here. My goodness, right? You see my car's magnetic now. Like, I don't want to leave the boards. See this? My car's don't leave. Hold on. Finally. Okay. Are there any questions? God is good all the time. Okay. Are there any questions over here? Someone asked, how do you remove yourself from a place when you're stuck and unemployed? First of all, you believe you're stuck and you believe you're stuck. The reason you are not mobile in moving because you still hold unlimited beliefs. There's abundance all around you. And create Christ, notice abundance around you, and then you're able to participate slowly into the abundance and you're out of there. Indeed, Feline, that's how it should be. That's what we ought to be doing. Amen. All right. Okay, I'm not stay here too long. I want to give you time to process this live stream. Please watch the last live streams I made about psychic tension, about marked for death, and all of that. And please also watch this one, reflect on all of it. If there are any questions, please let me know, either by an email or if you're in the Telegram group. I want you all to process this and put it into practice, please. Well, that's it for now. Keep it with Christ, and I'll see you next live stream. Shalom.